Hello, everybody. It is Monday, and I'm here to do a divine masculine perspective reading for you. So this is a reading on divine masculine's perspective of your relationship and what's going on in their life. And I'm going to talk a little bit loud only because my microphone, I'm having an issue with it right now, and so it's not working. So I'm going to shoot the video anyway, and hopefully you guys won't have any issues with the sound. I'm going to try to make sure that I stay consistent with it. But I hope you guys are having a great week so far, and I certainly am. This deck is really stiff, and it's really difficult for me to shuffle it in one thing. It just doesn't bend very well, and I can't get it to shuffle properly, so I'm gonna have to do it in separate little, like, 2 stacks here. So forgive me, but I want to make sure that it's shuffled well for you, and it's just such a stiff deck. I can't do it with my hands are not strong enough to bend the cards when I put them all together. So, but it's a cool deck, and so hopefully you guys will like it as much as I do. It is the Tarot of Opposition, and I think it's an interesting deck here. So I'm going to switch these a little bit up and do a couple more shuffles for you. Make sure we're good to go, and we'll get started. So this is going to be a reading on what is divine masculine's perspective on what's going on in life right now. And so this is a little different from what I've done before. So hopefully you guys like it. Give me some comments and some feedback. If you are new to our channel, we are twin flame coaches that have been doing this for quite a long time. But really, we're not just twin flame coaches. I shouldn't say that. We are spiritual coaches. And we've gone through a twin flame journey, each of us. Cam has, I have, and Brent, well, that one's still a little up in the air. That's a long story. But anyway, Cam and I have been spiritual teachers, life coaches, twin flame coaches for several years now. We've been very blessed to have the opportunity to work in the twin flame community. And we would definitely like to and plan to 100% continue to service and help everyone who's going through a twin flame awakening. But we do want to branch out and help people that are going through all different kinds of awakenings, because twin flame is not the only kind of awakening that people experience. There are all different kinds. So we want to help everyone that's going through this process, whether it's from a twin flame or, whether it's from a twin flame or some other kind of catalyst or source. A spiritual awakening is quite the experience, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. So we want to help be there to support anyone who's going through that process. But if you guys could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already done so. We have so much cool stuff coming, and we are no spring chickens when it comes to this stuff. So I hope that you will be with us and subscribe and embark on this journey as we move forward together. So, all right. The first card that I'm going to put down is from divine masculine's perspective, as far as it comes to what was it the divine masculine was trying to do when they met you? Where were they at right then at that point in time? So what kinds of situations was Divine Masculine navigating their way through, and what was their main focus at the time that they met you, Divine Feminine? So with that, we have the Devil. Ooh, that's an interesting card to start out with. My goodness, Divine Feminine, what has been going on with you and your Divine Masculine? Holy cow. Or what's been going on with the Divine Masculine, right? To start out with the Devil card here. When Divine Masculine first met you, Divine Feminine, they were not in a good space at all. They may have been dealing with addictions. It could be substance addiction. It could also be, addictions to relationships. Even if they weren't addicted to anything like that, they may have a lot of mind patterns that just really have kept them in a unhealthy energetic space. And addiction can also be that we can be addicted to our own sorrow and our own sadness, our own depression. People that are externally focused don't realize that they are putting their attention there. And I know that this could be a little bit of a controversial perspective, but what we choose to put our energy towards is, even though we think we don't want it, we still continue to put our energy and our focus on it. So if we don't really want it, then why are we putting our energy and our focus on it? And so what I'm really picking up is that Divine Masculine has been extremely externally focused and has thought that they were a victim to their circumstances, that they really didn't have any control or say in how their life was manifesting. They just kind of feel that they're stuck with whatever is given to them, and they're really just taking life at face value, and then having since it's not what they want, they have a very poor perspective. And so when they met you, this was the energy that they had been living with for quite a long time. And so having experienced a encounter with someone like you has shaken them a little bit, which is exactly what Divine Masculine needed, which is exactly why the two of you have met. You guys are going to mirror each other in certain ways, and so there is definitely a reason for both of you, even if those reasons are somewhat different, as to why you guys have met and why you met when you met. So this next card is going to be why Divine Masculine has been distracted or pulled away from the relationship with you, Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine, again, this could be male or female. You could be male or female as the Divine Feminine. What this really means is a positive or a negative polarity in the twin flame dynamic. So, Divine Masculine could be male or female. This is not about gender. It's about energy. It's about soul energy. And so with you and Divine Masculine being connected at the level of the soul, one of you carries the positive and the other carries the negative polarity. So Divine Masculine has been pulled away, or they feel that they have been pulled away, or they felt like they had to go and run away, get away from the relationship as quickly as possible. Even though they were extremely drawn toward you when they first met you, something happened and caused Divine Masculine to feel like they needed to take off and run. And so that's what this card is about. What was the reason that they were distracted and pulled away from the relationship with you? And for this, we have High Priestess. The High Priestess, and it looks like this is the High Priestess, I believe, in reverse here. The High Priestess in reverse. Now, with this being the tarot of oppositions, right? It doesn't say it on here, but sometimes it is a little bit difficult to tell which way is up and down, but I'm pretty sure this one is in reverse, and this is the way that it should be, because she's sitting on top of the moon, whereas this one's under the moon, and it's a little bit darker. It's more of the shadow aspect of ourselves that comes out when the cards are in reverse. So Divine Masculine with the High Priestess goes right here in reverse. All right, so what I see with this card in this particular position is that the reason that Divine Masculine ran away and was distracted or pulled away, I mean, they don't really know why they do what they do, but they just felt like they had to go. The reason why is they had no connection to themselves. The encounter that they had with you was so intense that it just scared the crap out of them. It brought out a lot of fear and a lot of lack of self-worth. And so they're not connected intuitively to their soul, and they don't really know how to do that. Again, they feel so trapped and oppressed by life in general that they've gotten and adopted a very jaded perspective. And so meeting someone as incredible as you can feel terrifying to somebody who's in that place. They don't know how to love themselves yet. And so if they can't love themselves, then they can't properly love you. And intuitively they know this, but they don't have the level of consciousness yet. They haven't ascended that far to be able to see why they feel this way. And so that just made them want to just take off and retreat to be by themselves, or to go back into old familiar addictive patterns and habits. All right, so this next card in spot number 3 is why or what prevents Divine Masculine from moving forward and getting away from this old energy. And for that, we have 9 of Wands in reverse. It looks like we're dealing with more shadow aspects of Divine Masculine's self and self-perception. So that is what this is the card that represents what prevents them from seeing their way out of this situation or seeing things with clarity. So with this being in position number 3, it looks like Divine Masculine feels like they need to wrestle with themselves for a little while on their own. And what this means is that they need to say no to distractions. They need to say no to things that are pulling their attention away from becoming a better version of themselves. They on having gone through the things that they've gone through, they know on some level that they need to change their habits, that they need to change the way that they think about things and the way that they're approaching life. And even though they kind of feel like they've lost their way, and sometimes they just feel like throwing in the towel because it seems too difficult and too hard, they feel like they are the ones that need to, maybe start spending more time out in the woods, maybe spending more time with friends that are uplifting, or family members that are uplifting, maybe reading some more books and gaining some more knowledge in other areas of their life to, raise their vibration, change their perspective to a higher perspective. And they're starting to realize that that's going to get them the results that they need in life. But they need to be able to have that freedom and that space in order to explore and reprogram their mindset, and their emotional patterns. And that's actually something that is really, really good. Divine Masculine needs to do that. You need to do that as well, Divine Feminine. That is something that both twin flames always need to do, is to take time to really explore why you are the way that you are and why you do the things that you do. So this next card in position number 4 is what can Divine Masculine do, and where can they draw hope in order to find a new way of experiencing and approaching life to get the results that they want. So for this card, we have the Star. And it looks like it's the Star in the upright. So this is a really good card for Divine Masculine. So with this being the Star in the upright, in this number 4 position, again, this is kind of like what's going to give Divine Masculine hope, what's going to give Divine Masculine the clarity that they need. And what a beautiful card for this position, because what it shows is that Divine Masculine needs to put themselves first and spend time with souls that bring them joy and peace and happiness, that are uplifting and bring out the best in Divine Masculine. They need space. They need to go within and find the answers within themselves. And while they're doing this, they need to be able to bounce this off of people who are loving and supportive. And so what Divine Masculine needs to do is really focus on positive, there's a word that I'm looking for right now. What is it? I can feel it. They need to nourish themselves with positive energy and information. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Sorry, sometimes it's like in there, like I can feel the energy from the card, but I'm not always sure how to articulate it. It takes a second to sit in that energy. But that's what Divine Masculine needs to focus on in order to feel better, to get the clarity that they need, and to believe in themselves and believe in the reason why things are happening, and just to believe in life in general. All right, so this card in position number 5 is what will guide Divine Masculine now that they've gotten some of this clarity from the position in the Star, the position number 4 with the Star. What now will guide them, and what do they have to address with that clarity in order to be able to move ahead with purpose and towards their reason for incarnating here in this world? Let's see, number 5 position here. Looks like we have, Page of Cups. Page of Cups. And it's in the upright for Divine Masculine. So with this being in the position number 5, what Divine Masculine needs to focus on is finding joy in the everyday things in life, like finding that newness again, looking for a reason, and maybe even like going back and kind of visiting, like why was I happy when I was a kid? Like when things were a little simpler in life, what was it that brought me joy and happiness? Well, what are the things that I used to be into before I went through these periods of sadness and depression, and before I felt hopeless? What brought me joy? And so kind of looking at life through a new lens of freshness, like the way that a kid approaches something new with curiosity. That's what is going to guide Divine Masculine into their purpose, is through being open-minded and looking at things like how can I look at this with a new fresh lens? How can I see the positive in each situation, and how can I bring back that zest for life in all of its many forms? That's what's going to guide divine masculine into their truest purpose here in this world, and a fresh start. So this last card here is, now that divine masculine has kind of embarked on this new journey, what's the best step that they can take in order to center themselves in this new found happiness and curiosity? It looks like for this one, we have, for best steps for divine masculine to take now in the present moment, we have 5 of Cups in reverse. So 5 of Cups in reverse. What is it that divine masculine needs to focus on right now in order to really truly center themselves? Forgiveness. That's what comes to that's what comes into my heart when I look at this card, is forgiveness. The letting go of the old hurts, letting go of the past trauma, reshaping them with a new outlook, and just mostly forgiving themselves. We only know what we know, right? And divine masculine has had to go through all the same steps in life that everyone else has. Regardless of what the story is, we all have the same lessons to learn. And forgiving ourselves and then forgiving others by knowing that everything happens to us for a purpose and for a reason is how we transcend everything and center ourselves back into the truth and the reality of what we really, really are. And so that's what divine masculine needs to focus on the very most, is forgiveness of self first, and then forgiveness of others who they feel have trespassed against them. I'm going to pull a quick oracle card, which is my oracle deck for law of attraction. I think this is an Abraham Hicks deck. Just double check it really quick. But I am pretty sure that this is, is it? Oh, no, this is not it. This is my Oracle of the 7 Energies. This one right here. And I like this one because the 7 Energies is interesting because it's our chakras. It's what we have within us, right? And it's part of the ascension that we go through when we experience the Kundalini awakening and the different stages and levels of what that looks like and how it causes us to grow and expand. So, of course, there's the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 chakras, the 7 musical notes, right? I don't know. There's 7 notes. Also, 7 is a very significant and important number. And so let me just shuffle this a little bit, and we will get you guys an oracle card that will pertain to divine masculines. These are not going to move nicely, so we're just going to pull a card. Let's just see which one kind of pops out for us here. Which one is for divine masculines' perspective here, what they need to experience in order to center themselves back in harmony and balance. All right, let's read this and find out what it means. It's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful woman holding the world in her hands. Wow. We do hold the world in our hands. We just don't know it. But this looks like a woman that does know that the world is in the palm of her hands. All right. Empathy reminds you that you are not alone. It is a beautiful capacity to feel the connectivity all around you, giving you a profound sense of belonging, a broader experience of being part of the larger whole. That said, it can also be overwhelming, especially when you don't know where you end and the rest of the world begins. Now is the time to be clear about your boundaries. Ask yourself whose energy you've turned into. You might find it's not even yours. If you are feeling off or drained when you're with someone, they may be siphoning your energy. In such an instance, this connection is not good for you, no matter how charismatic the person is or how attracted to them you feel. Do not mistake codependency for closeness or allow your boundaries to become too porous. Trust your instincts and take care of you. Practice saying no. Avoid the temptation to turn off and go numb. Instead, be present. Somewhere in the middle of this feeling spectrum is where the magic is. You're also being asked now to be aware of how your words and actions may affect others. While it is not your job to determine how someone will respond to you, discernment is necessary. Be firm yet kind. Keep in mind that people-pleasing will not give you what you truly need. That said, your empathy is beautiful and important. It just has to be balanced in order for you to access its wondrous gifts. Today, celebrate the beauty of your sensitivity and that of others. So I think that this card for Divine Masculine goes along with them setting boundaries for themselves, knowing their value, knowing their worth, centering themselves back in the knowledge of, allowing grace for themselves and for others, and knowing that we are connected to all things. It's my feeling that as Divine Masculine grows and progresses through their own journey, it is going to always be a mirror of what is happening with you, Divine Feminine, in your own journey. But I would always like to remind you, and I'm going to do this in probably every single reading that you hear from me, Divine Feminine, do not focus only on what is going on with the Divine Masculine. You need to turn your energy around and focus it on yourself. When you say that you want Divine Masculine to want better for themselves, what you really need to say is, I need to want better for myself. When you want Divine Masculine to let go of old hurts and pains, you need to let go of old hurts and pains. When you say that you want Divine Masculine to want a better relationship for themselves, you need to want a better relationship for yourself. Everything that you think everything that you think Divine Masculine should think and feel, reverse that onto yourself. And I think you'll find that a lot of personal growth will happen for you. What you want for them is what you should want for yourself, whether that means you're with them or not with them. Okay? Letting go of the Divine Masculine in order to embrace who you are, Divine Feminine, is exactly what you need. And that's when you might see things change with your Divine Masculine, is when you make yourself the focus, when you make yourself the bullseye. I love you guys. Thank you for this reading. I know it was a little bit, this is the first time I've ever done this particular spread, but I really, really like it. So I'm looking forward to doing it again next Monday. And until then, or until I see you next time, I love you guys. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here.